Welcome back to the drug pronunciation series on the Pharmacist Voice podcast. I am your host, Ohio pharmacist Kim Newlove. This is episode 328, and you can find the show notes on thepharmacistvoice.com. We are still working our way through the alphabet from A to Z in this series, and today we're on the letter N. N is for nalmefene. Nal-me-feen is actually an oldie but a goodie. I think it was approved in the 1980s, if I remember right. I have been practicing since 1996. Started as a tech, then an intern, and now am a pharmacist. I graduated from the University of Toledo College of Pharmacy with my BS Pharm in 2001. Now, I picked nalmefene, even though it's an oldie but a goodie, because it was mentioned in the new drug update session with Dr. Karen Keir at the annual meeting of the Ohio Pharmacists Association in April 2025. As I record this, it is April 30th, so that was just a few weeks ago for me. Nalmefene is a reversal agent for known or suspected opioid overdose. Why was it in the new drug update if it's an oldie but a goodie? You're probably wondering. It's because it's now available as an auto-injector. The brand name is Zurnai. Nalmefene has been available as a nasal spray for a couple of years now. The nasal spray is called Opvee. Opvee is the brand name. Opvee, Opvee. I am glad that Dr. Karen Keir talked about Zurnai in her session this year, her new drug update session. I had no idea that nalmefene auto-injector was coming to the market here in 2025. That's why we go to meetings and do CE sessions. We have to keep up on the drugs. Now that you know my inspiration for choosing nalmefene for this episode, we'll go over the pronunciations of nalmefene, Zurnai, and Opvee. Nalmefene is the generic name, Zurnai and Opvee are the brand names. Now, as a quick reminder, we do not cover pharmacology in this series, just pronunciations. So, how does this work? If you're new to this series, I will divide all three drug names into syllables. I will tell you which syllables to emphasize, and I will share my sources. The written pronunciations can be very helpful as you learn new drug names, so those are in the show notes on thepharmacistvoice.com. Let's get started with nalmefene. Nalmefene has three syllables. Nal, like pal, meaning nalmefene will be your pal or your friend if you have an opioid overdose. Like mother, and feen, like caffeine. Put all three syllables back together and you get nalmefene. Emphasize that first syllable, nal. I looked at a number of sources so that I could kind of cite my source, but the one that I liked most was dictionary.com. I don't think I have ever used dictionary.com as a source for drug pronunciations in this series, but this time I did because I really liked how they spelled out that middle syllable as M-U-H, muh. That made sense to me. The other three sources that I looked at were MedlinePlus, the USP Dictionary Online, and drugs.com. They have the written pronunciation with the second syllable spelled out as M-E, which looks like it's supposed to be pronounced me. So I am a fan of clarity, and I went with dictionary.com because they spelled it out M-U-H for that middle syllable, muh. Now, for the spoken pronunciation, I found two sources that I really liked. They were, again, dictionary.com and drugs.com. Both of those sources have a spoken pronunciation. When you are learning a new drug name, the ideal situation is to have both the written and the spoken pronunciation. They will, in combination, help you learn faster. As a reminder, you can check the show notes on thepharmacistvoice.com for links to my sources. Next up, we have Zurnai. Zurnai is the new nalmefene auto-injector. Zurnai is the brand name, and that has two syllables. Zur, which rhymes with Sir, as in Sir Lancelot from the King Arthur legend. I love that legend. And Nye, like nylon. I wanted to say like Bill Nye the Science Guy, but I'm 46 and I don't know if people know who Bill Nye the Science Guy is anymore. If you're younger than me, you may not have heard of that show, Bill Nye the Science Guy. In any case, put both syllables together and you get Zurnai. Which syllable do you emphasize? Well, the answer is neither. According to the written pronunciation for Zurnai in the patient information that I looked at on zur-nye.com, neither syllable is emphasized. My sources for the written pronunciation is zur-nye.com. It's the prescribing information. You just go to section 17, which is patient information. Now, if you would like to hear the spoken pronunciation for Zurnai, and listening to me right now is not good enough, just go to drugs.com. They have a click and listen feature. Again, if you would like to hear the spoken pronunciation from someone who's not me, go to drugs.com. Let's finish up with Opvee. Opvee is the other brand name product we're talking about today, the other product that contains NAL-me-feen. It also has 2 syllables. That's op, which is an abbreviation for the word opportunity, and V, like the letter V in the alphabet, V. Put both syllables together and you get Opvee. Which syllable gets the emphasis? Trick question again. Neither syllable is emphasized according to the written pronunciation in the patient information section of the prescribing information for Opvee. I used the FDA's website to find the prescribing information. If you would like to hear Opvee spoken by someone who is not me, head over to Opvee's YouTube channel. Yes, the drug has its own YouTube channel, and that I'm finding is not uncommon. I have a link to an informational video about Opvee in the show notes on the pharmacistvoice.com. You can hear that spoken pronunciation of Opvee there in that YouTube video. All right, we've covered all 3 drug names at this point. Let's review. I divided nal-me-feen, Zurnai, and Opvee into syllables. I told you which syllables to emphasize, and I shared my sources. The written pronunciations are in the show notes, and now it's up to you to practice. Practice, practice, practice. And that's it. That's all I have for you today. Thank you for joining me for the 54th episode of my drug pronunciation series. I love this series. I hope you're enjoying it as well. To find the show notes, go to thepharmacistvoice.com, click the podcast tab, and then find episode 328. In the show notes, you will find the written pronunciations for all 3 drugs, nal-me-feen, Zurnai, and Opvee. Links to my sources. We've got drugs.com, dictionary.com, MedlinePlus, the USP Dictionary Online, the FDA's website, and more. In the show notes, you will also find links to the other 53 episodes in my drug pronunciation series, my social media links, and more. Lots of links in the show notes today. As always, everything you need is on thepharmacistvoice.com. If you are looking for a medical narrator for your voiceover project, or if you need a drug pronunciation coach, I can help. Go to thepharmacistvoice.com, hit the contact tab, and leave me a message. Tell me what you need. I'd be happy to get back to you about your project. And if you would like to recommend a drug name for this series, lots of people have done that in the past. Go ahead and either send me a voicemail message, which you can do through the contact page on my website, or you can type me a message through the contact form on my website. Either way, go to thepharmacistvoice.com, hit the contact tab, and again, either do the voicemail thing or type out a message. If you know someone who would like to learn how to say nal-me-feen, Zurnai, or Opvee, please share this episode with them. And if you like this podcast, come on back. We've got lots more of this drug pronunciation series coming up in 2025. Subscribe to or follow the Pharmacist Voice podcast on your favorite podcast player and YouTube to get each new episode right when it comes out. Thank you very much for listening today. I'll talk to you next week.